A 4-year-old is bored in her vacations, so she goes up to her little chair. You know the chairs you have in restaurants to trap little monsters? And she realizes that it's time for new horizons, for new experiences. Maybe if she sits in this chair in the opposite direction, it could give her a thrilling new experience. And it did, because she was stuck in that chair for a number of hours until her father pulled her out. Next, she moves on to her diet, which is mud and ice. Sometimes you will find her secretly munching on mud, and other times you will find her tongue stuck up on an ice tray. This girl is unconventional. She is ambitious. She likes new experiences. She's so ambitious, in fact, that she writes a book and thinks that it will get published. This book is called Looks Can Change, but Hearts Remain the Same. Now, I have to admit that this was a plagiarized version of a drama serial that was on during those days. But I really wish that the elder sister had not told her that this book would not get published. You see, being the middle child, her elder sister is the one with the brains, and her younger sister is the one with the heart, which makes her the sane one because she is neither too crazy and neither too soft. For Toastmasters and guests, you might have guessed who I'm talking about. Yours truly, because I am pretty much the same and still unconventional. The degree that I chose to get is called Bachelor's of Sciences in Social Sciences and Liberal Arts, which sounds pretty fancy. So there are two groups of people. One group of people will be fascinated, but they have no clue what this degree is. And then there is another group of people who look at my elder sister and say, "Acha, aapki beti doctor banegi." And then they look at me and they're just confused. They feel pretty sorry as well. I am still motivated. I have a lot of stuff piled up on my timetable, and then I look at other people and wonder, where do they get this free time from? But I'm only ambitious till I meet a discouraging coach. And I've had my fair share of discouraging coaches. My maths teacher never believed in my math skills. And to be honest, I had no math skills to believe in. And my horse riding sir, he did not believe in my horse riding either. He told me that I was the slowest person to ever join that club. And of course, I never went back. But as time grew on, I started becoming interested in other areas which I felt I was good at, which included psychology and reading, poetry, teaching. You see, when I was in my A-levels, I came across this art form called slam poetry. How many of you have heard of slam poetry? Okay, so there are a few people. And the rest of you, have you heard of poetry recitals?
Yes.
Okay, so we've all heard of poetry recitals. They go something like, "Oh, the world is round, look at the ground." And they can be nice sometimes, and they're not always like this. Of course, we don't have lame poets. They're really good poets. Sometimes you read pieces, and I started off reciting old pieces. That's how I started. But then I realized that it didn't really fit in with who I was as a person, and I wanted something which would express who I was. And I found slam poetry. Slam poetry is a type of poetry where you can write it, so it's your own piece, and you can perform it. And I started off, I wasn't really good actually, the first competition. I don't know what I was doing, and I don't want to go back and watch that video, but I was determined to work hard on my skill. And then with time, I started winning competitions, and then judging competitions, and then holding workshops, and conducting different events. And that was the one thing that I would say defines me. So the piece that I'm going to perform today, it's not part of my speech time, but I wanted to add it to the end of my speech because I feel like that would be the best icebreaker. It's one of my, it's a piece which I'm sick and tired of doing because I've done it so many times, but I really like it because I've learned it by heart, A, and B, it resonates with me every time I perform it. So this piece is called Flawed. My mother tells me to cover the scars on my face to get a place at the Rishta market. My father tells me to think twice before I choose my color combinations. My sister tells me that if I just collected my tears, I could probably we solve the water shortage? My guilt tells me, you are not the greatest of them all. Why would you do that, you freak? My monster tells me, you are an angry monster. You burn people. My mirror tells me, you are not the fairest of them all. You are not the prettiest. People tell me that I think too much, that I feel emotions too intensely. I tell them, I have lived too long focusing on what's wrong that I forgot to hear the beauty of the song that sings inside me. I have lived too long buried under the rubble of bruises that could not be fixed, of wounds that could not be stitched, of bullet holes that could not be missed. Now, I want to flaunt these flaws like jewelry or decoration. I want to give them my adoration, my adulation, like, hello, pimple, on my most special day. Welcome, don't go, please stay. I want the world to know I am human anyway. I am sick of pretending that I'm perfect. I am sick of pretending that I'm not inwardly explosive. I am broken and bruised, a psychopath on the loose, and I will not let society's standard of perfection be my noose. They teach us history dates that we don't remember and formulas we never use, but no one teaches us how to tend to our bruises or how to love ourselves without any excuse. So this is to the guy who called me chocolate girl because of my tan skin, and to every auntie who told me gaining weight was a sin, and to everyone who seeped into my subconscious that yelled, you are not enough. This is for everyone who is looking for their other half but aren't half to begin with. This is for everyone who has fallen down but forgotten how to sweep off their dirt. This is for everyone who is still fighting, still surviving. There is a completeness in your shatteredness, a grace in your tangled mess, a radiance in your darkness. Our scars shine bright with the blood of untold secrets and heartbreaks and heartaches. Our scars shine bright with the blood of our life's unwritten story. And they are sacred and holy. Let us bask in its glory, because there is a reason why every thorn branch ends with a rose, and every thunderstorm has the brightest rainbow, and every soldier is crowned a hero. So when I go back home, I will look at myself in the mirror and tell myself over and over and over again, you are enough. You are enough. You are enough.
The next speaker is a new emerging talent, and that is Toastmaster Mehmoona Sheikh. Her project is Effective Coaching Level 1 Evaluation and Feedback, which is titled as, Is Becoming an Ecosystem Brand the Only Way to Win Customer Loyalty? Is becoming an ecosystem brand the only way to win customer loyalty?